What are those 2 or 3 telling things that are the large common issues or questions that investors have, and what has been your response to that as somebody who's advising, a part of Morgan Stanley who's advising them?
In the first part of Mr. Modi's administration, it was really quite welcoming to FDI. I think recently there's been more question marks over that, particularly in sectors like the internet space, for example, internet retailing and things of that nature. And then we obviously have to see, how does divestment work? We understand, of course, the government's not in a position to do widespread privatization, but how does it partner with the private sector, both domestically and overseas? That's important. But I don't want to sort of dwell on the negative, because there's a lot to be positive about here. The underlying valuations are relatively low. The fiscal and current account position and inflation position is much better than in the past, so you don't have to worry about those spikes in real interest rates. And India could well get quite lucky at a time when actually the China-U.S. trade tensions are causing some significant question marks over capital flows between the U.S. and China. So that could benefit. India is one of those countries, I think Japan is another, and Brazil is a third, that can somewhat stand in the middle of these 2 major combatants and actually use the situation to its own advantage.
Would that also be one of the reasons why you are, if I'm not wrong, bullish on the currency as well? I presume you believe the Indian rupee will appreciate over the year?
And local bond yields should go lower, and we think the rupee can get to about 65 to the dollar. Yes. So, and in fact, that's again part of the story of the last 4 to 6 weeks. We've been able to get a rate cut cycle going. We've had the equity market doing well, and the currency has been very stable. In fact, the currency has been appreciating against some of the North Asia currencies that are more caught up in these trade tensions.